everybody. Time to get the party started. 7 o'clock on the dot. Hi, my name is Aaliyah Brockbank, and I am the Clinical Communications Manager for Sinclair North America. Thanks so much for joining us on your Thursday evening. I'm, of course, as always, really excited for tonight's webinar. And it's been a while. I can't even remember our last one, not that long, but it has been a while. Just with the holidays, we just had our national sales meeting for the company in Barcelona. So we've been busy. So very, very excited to be back. I'm going to share my screen here before I start talking about the webinar. Here we go. Let me do this. Okay. Get this pulled up. Alrighty. So tonight we are talking about strategic Facebook marketing insights. So surprise, surprise, I'm talking about social media once again, as always. Facebook is kind of the OG of all of the platforms, social media platforms that we have available to us right now, right? So it is an absolutely huge platform, and it has a lot of potential to grow your business. So we'll talk about, type of content you should be posting. Is your profile strong? We'll talk about analytics you should be looking out for, and a lot more that I don't remember right now, but we'll come across it. Okay. So first of all, if you've seen one of my social media webinars, you've probably heard me say this, but a little reminder never hurts. Why should you be using social media marketing? And this goes beyond Facebook, right? Instagram, TikTok, those are kind of our core platforms right now, specifically Facebook and Instagram. So why we should be marketing on social media? The amount of time internet users spend on social media is higher now than ever. So why not put your business and yourself out to where the masses are, right? Where there's a lot of potential and a lot of visibility and discoverability for your business. Everyone has social media. It does not matter the age anymore. Everyone is on social media in some regard. Sorry, I had a chat come in. I will get to your question. I just wanted to make sure someone wasn't saying like, we can't hear you or something like that. I will check the chat at the end. Any questions that come through, I will answer then. But thank you so much for asking already. Okay, so social media is the new search engine. Yes, Google still exists and Google is still very important, but a lot of people, specifically millennial patients, who it's really important to target them. They have the largest spending power right now in the market. We are using social media to find out about medical aesthetics, so learning about what's out there, but also to find our local service providers as well. So you have to be there, you have to have a strong presence on social media. So, and it also gives you an opportunity to teach those people who are seeking out information about medical aesthetics, teach them all the correct things, right? Because there's a lot of different information out on the internet, and then just teaching them what you have to offer. So important to be there. That brought me to my next point. It allows you to connect and engage with your audience. And this is important, connection and trust and engagement, all of those things. It's so important to build a relationship with your patients. And you can really do that. You can build that relationship, build that trust, and build that connection before they even step foot in your door, right? And that's huge. So definitely want to be connecting with them, even beyond them being in your chair. It builds brand awareness when done so correctly, right? And what I mean by that is you are consistently putting your brand identity into everything that you do. Brand identity being the visible representation of your brand. So colors, logo, font maybe can sometimes be part of your brand identity. and much more. And your brand is so much more than just that identity part of it. It's your mission, it's your vision, it's your purpose. Maybe it's like a slogan you use all the time. You are part of your brand. So there's a lot of different pieces to a brand. But in social media, we probably mostly think of that brand identity or visible representation. So when you are consistent with that brand identity and using all of that, it really can help to build brand awareness. Why this is important is having brand awareness really builds trust with people, right? And people trust brands that they recognize, helps you to become more memorable, which is important. Effective target marketing, also when done so correctly. But this is one of the most important strategic things you can do for social media, and it's knowing your audience. Who are you targeting, or who are you wanting to target? You have control over that. What do they like to see? How do they like to be spoken to through social media? Once you know all of those things, it really makes creating content very, very easy because you're directing it towards them. Helps your business to stay relevant. It sounds really harsh, but if your business is not on social media these days, you might as well not exist, right? Everybody's on social media, and especially in the aesthetic industry, where our industry is incredibly visual, right? People want to see before and after photos. They want to see treatments being done. They want to get to know their service provider. All of that is done through social media. So it would be really weird, for someone to find your business maybe on Google and then there's no social media. It'd be like, what the heck is going on? Just because everyone's on social media. And they want to dig a little bit more into your business and learn more about you through social media. Last but not least, and there's a million different reasons why social media marketing, but we'll just stick with this one as the last. Cost-effective marketing. There's no need to spend thousands of dollars on marketing any longer. Back in the day, maybe you had to put up a billboard or a magazine ad or a radio ad, something like that, and that was costly. Now we can grow our platforms organically, which is definitely beneficial because you're really building up that target audience as your followers. But even if you do spend a couple of dollars on ads, we'll talk about that actually with Facebook, it's not nearly as expensive as it used to be, to market your business. So it definitely is a huge, huge asset. Okay, so that's my speech as to why. Hello. Sorry, I don't know why it's not going. Oh, there we go. Let's talk about a couple of Facebook statistics just to kind of give you an idea about the platform more. Facebook is the most popular social media network in the world. This kind of surprised me, to be honest. I know it's been around the longest, with everything that we have available now. But I was kind of thinking TikTok would be the most popular right now, which I do think TikTok is the most downloaded platform right now, but in general, this is the most popular. And if you think about it, I feel like Facebook has the widest range of ages as well, which is really great. 62% of Facebook users fall between 18 and 34, while 38% fall between 35 to 65. So very beneficial there. Again, wide range of ages. Facebook audiences age 18 to 24 spend 75% of their time watching video ads. And I'm assuming not like 70% of their time, period. That would be a lot. Maybe 75% of their time while they're on social media. We'll talk a ton about videos. TikTok has really changed the social media game when it comes to what type of content is popular. So we'll talk more about that coming up. 67% of Facebook's monthly users are active daily, which means that you should also be active daily, give or take. Of course, we have our times where we may slow down a little bit. But the more that you are active and they're active, you're more visible, they can discover you more easily. A good combo. And then an average Facebook user clicks on an average of 12 ads every month. Facebook is full of ads. So if this is something that you're interested in doing for your business, which we'll talk about shortly, Facebook is definitely the place to do so. Alrighty. So first things first, if you do not have a Facebook and you're looking to start an account, or if you already have an account, the first thing we need to look at is how strong is your Facebook profile. A really strong profile says a lot about your business, right? So first, we need to make sure that you have a profile picture of your business's logo. And I just used our company's Facebook as an example. So there's our logo. This will help to build brand awareness, right? You're probably going to hear me say that 35 more times tonight, but they'll keep seeing your logo, and that's a good thing so that they remember you. Also, a cover photo that represents your brand identity as well. So if you head to canva.com, or the app is also really helpful, make sure that you are searching a Facebook cover photo. That way you have the correct dimensions and you can create your cover photo that way. Otherwise, when it's not the correct dimensions, it looks funky and it just isn't right. So make sure you're using the correct dimensions. But it should also maybe have your logo, maybe it has some pictures of you and your staff, along with your logo, maybe professional treatment photos, something like that, but definitely something that represents your brand well, of course. Also an intro. So this is a very short description of your business, and it's right under what your handle is, or the name of your Facebook page, which, by the way, should just be your business name, period. But this intro, you should basically think, how can I describe my business in as few words as possible? And then do that. So ours is Energy-Based Devices by #Sinclair, transforming customer confidence. So really, really short and sweet. But you will have a more in-depth section to talk about your business. I'll talk about that in a second. Details. Details are important. So this will show here when you just kind of scroll down from this top part of your page. So you want your address, which they can click on and then map to your office, email, phone number, website. Also, it has other things on there like your business hours. That's important, so they know when you are open and closed. And also reviews. Talk about that in a second. But there's really no other platform that has all of these details available on your profile. Sure, Instagram has some of those, which is great, but this has a ton, which is really awesome. So reviews. Reviews are so important, and Facebook is also the only social media platform that allows you to have reviews. Instagram does not have this. You can, of course, post testimonials, but it doesn't give you like a star rating. TikTok does not have this, so it's really, really beneficial. So we, of course, want high reviews, always, but also a large amount of reviews. Reviews are the bread and butter of your business. Well, there's a lot of bread and butter, but this is so important, right? When patients or potential patients are researching different med spas, they're looking at before and after photos, and they're looking at reviews. So if a med spa or a clinic does not have reviews, it's weird, right? It makes us think like, what's going on? So definitely encourage your patients to write reviews. Hopefully within your booking software, you can have a system that sends out text messages after their appointment asking for a review. Maybe not every appointment, that might be overkill, but their first appointment and maybe even their last, right? When they're starting to see their results more, if they haven't given you a review quite yet. Just ask for the review, right? When they're in their appointment and they're so happy, they love their results. Just be like, hey, I would really love if you can write a review. We're so excited that you're happy with your results. Maybe even have a little QR code at the front desk or something like that. That way they can scan it and write a review for you. So really, really focus on that. It is so, so important. Facebook and Google reviews are really good to have. Also action buttons. So you can see here we have contact us. They also have book now. Now, not every software is compatible with Facebook. The only one I saw and kind of recognized was Vagaro. So if you have Vagaro, you can link your booking link there, which is great. We want to make things really incredibly easy for patients, right? When they find you, and this is across all social media, but when they find you and they've decided they want to book with you, you don't want them to go have to search for how to book with you or how to contact you, right? Make it really super easy, and that action button is helpful. And then finally, you should have consistent posting of quality content, and we will talk about that coming up. All right, so hopefully you all have strong profiles after this. Okay, so let's talk about content. So Facebook recommends that you post 1 to 2 times per day. Now, 2 times a day is a lot, so I wouldn't necessarily shoot for that. Maybe there's a day where you need to post twice. That's great, but don't feel like, oh my gosh, I have to post twice daily. No, 1 time per day is great. Posting daily will grow followers 4 times faster than posting less than once a week. And this is from Hootsuite, which, by the way, you'll see that I reference them a lot. They have all of the information in the world about every social media platform, really digestible way to learn about social media. It's how I've learned it, so much about it. And by being on it, of course, is really how you learn. But they are a social media scheduling platform, but they also do like blog posts and stuff. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. More education. Facebook is the only platform where you can post text. It was kind of like the original way of posting on Facebook, right? If anyone remembers 16, 17 years ago. So text, photo, and video content now, thanks to TikTok. Again, things are changing. So you have a lot of different options, which is great. But typically text-only posts aren't great attention grabbers, right? So if you're wanting to post something to just kind of get information out there where a text post would be appropriate, think about creating a little infographic, something, I know this is a before and after photo, but something like this that just gets that information out there, but it's a photo. So it's more attention grabbing. You have your branding in there and whatnot. Again, Canva is the best platform for that. So what you should be focusing on content-wise before and after photos, always. And I know we have a question on that. Let me actually just answer that now while we're talking about before and after photos. So someone said, I learned today from our marketing group that we can't post before and after photos. Is there a way around that? I have never heard that, saying that you absolutely cannot post, but what you do want to have is a photo consent. So this photo consent should basically state that the patient usually has like 2 checkboxes. The patient will say, yes, you can use my photos for marketing purposes, and they're signing that at the bottom, right? Or no, you can't use my photo for marketing purposes, but yes, you can take my photo, which we all know before and after photos are non-negotiable. They don't have to agree for you to market them, but they have to agree to you taking them, right? Because we need to be able to show them their results. But then they can also, so I guess there's 3 boxes. You can have a 3rd box that says, like, yes, take my photos, and yes, you can use it in consultative situations only. So you can't post it on social media, but they'll allow you to show other patients in your office. So as long as you have that, you should be perfectly fine. They are consenting to it. They are signing to it, or signing, they're signing their consent. So as long as you have that, you should be good. Check with your marketing group though. Maybe that's what they mean. You need a consent. So since I was talking about before and afters, I wanted to get to that question. But focus on before and afters. People want to see results, right? This is what aesthetics is all about, is results. So they really, really need to see that. That's why it's so important, or one of the biggest reasons as to why it's so important. We want you to take really amazing before and after photos. So we do have a webinar on this on our customer portal. If anyone needs help accessing that, let me know. I can explain further. But it's I believe it's in our practice development folder. So really great before and after photos, infographics, as I just talked about, treatment photos / videos. So the treatment's being done, right? They're seeing it live almost, or you can do a live video as well. But they're seeing that, oh, okay, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't look so scary. It kind of gets them more comfortable and more familiar with the treatment. So this was just an example of like a before and after photo you can post. And I think this is on this before and after photos on our customer portal. But it has our branding. Hopefully you guys can see it. This little bar isn't blocking everything like it is for me. It has our branding, it has our logo here, it has, our branding colors and a really great before and after photo. So it's always a good thing to post. But also you can pin, let me get to this next photo. Gosh, it's taking me like 10 enters for something to happen. Sorry. You can pin really important posts to the top of your page. So it'll say featured. And if you just click on a post, those little like 3 dots next to it, it should say pin post. So if you have a special going on or new patient discount, something like that, that you want people to know about, an event, something like that, you can pin that at the top. So that's the first thing they see. So it's really helpful. Reels are currently the most prioritized content. Prioritized meaning the platform is pushing that more. And again, that's because of TikTok. TikTok is short form videos, right? And that's all it is. And it blew up, especially during the pandemic. So Instagram and Facebook were like, okay, we need to, and YouTube actually, we need to compete with TikTok. So they came out with short form videos, and that is what Reels are. So we'll talk more about that. Stories are really great as well. And everything is so similar to Instagram because Facebook and Instagram are owned by Meta, right? Same company. So kind of the same across the board, which is nice, but some differences. But stories are fleeting posts, right? They only last 24 hours and they're not in your feed. They're at the top of your page, I guess. And why they're really great is it allows you to share real-time content that humanizes your brand. So it's not as curated, right, as maybe your in-page posts. And it also helps you to consistently reach your audience and stay top of mind. We want them to be thinking about you when they go, I need to book laser hair removal. I need to book a facial. We want them to think about you. And this really does help with that. Because maybe you're posting 1 time a day on your normal Facebook feed, where stories you can post all day long, and that's perfectly fine. So I would have at least 2 stories up per day. You can do more than that, please. But you can also make it easy on yourself as long as your Instagram and your Facebook account are connected. You can automatically share stories from Instagram to Facebook. So you're not having to post twice, which is great. They just automatically post together. Okay. So that is content. I did want to kind of, if anyone needs a little tutorial on how to post a story, here it is. I do not have a strong profile. I just kind of created a business profile so I can get a little bit more familiar. So I don't have a profile picture or anything, so naughty on me. But what you'll see at the top here is, first of all, where it says what's on your mind. Everyone probably knows this, but in case you don't, what's on your mind, this is where you would go to post like a text post if you decided to, or a photo or something like that. But then under here, we have stories and then reels. So make sure you're on the stories tab. You can hit create story and it'll give you access to your camera roll. Or you can hit selfie and you can take a video, take a picture just in the app. And then you have a lot of different, sorry, let me move myself here. Options, and these features are really helpful, just like on Instagram. If you go to stickers, you can do like questions. So people are submitting questions through a little question box. So doing something like ask me anything about pre-made dermafacial, something like that, with a little treatment video would be great. This is inviting engagement, which is always, always, always a plus. You'll kind of find when we talk about social media and what to do, it all leads back to engagement. So we always want to invite that. So anyway, you would kind of pick the different features you want here. Text, music is always really great. And then you would hit post. So there's your story. Okay, so let's talk about Reels. Again, Facebook Reels, they're short videos up to 90 seconds only. Sometimes I want a little bit longer when I'm posting my like more educational posts. I'm like, I need like 1 minute and 45 seconds. But shorter videos typically do perform better. So keep that in mind. Of course, up to 90 seconds is great, but you'll just find shorter videos perform better. It's funny, the videos we don't work as much on perform better. So the algorithm, or how Facebook is deciding who sees what reel, right? Or who sees what content. They're using AI machines, of course, and they work together to deliver users' experience based on multiple factors. But as I just said, ultimately engagement is the goal. These platforms are wanting us to stay and use their apps, right? So when a post is doing really well on social media, right? It's getting likes, it's getting shares, it's getting comments. It's almost like the algorithm rewards that post by boosting it further. So we want engagement. Plus, you're starting conversations that way. You're connecting with your audience and your patients. And again, that's always beneficial. We'll talk a little bit more about analytics shortly. But just like on your stories, you can also share your Instagram reel straight to Facebook, which is really, really great. Make it easy for you. So this is what Instagram would look like right before you post your reel. So you would come down here and share to Facebook and just make sure that says on, and it'll just pop right over, which is great. So what does your audience want to see when it comes to a reel? What's popular right now? These are just a few examples, but trending topics in aesthetics. This is really important, right? Because people will be searching for what's trending within aesthetics, whether it be tech neck. We saw that kind of blow up on social media a few months ago. We saw buccal fat pad removal really get popular on social media. Now, of course, I'm assuming none of us are surgically removing buccal fat pad, right? But you have a non-surgical alternative, which people are also looking for, which, by the way, is the V-Form and the Dermafuse. We have a whole webinar on it if you're interested. Regenerative aesthetics, right? Natural results, things like that. So pay attention to what's going on within the industry and going on within social media, and post about that. That way you're attracting those types of people who are searching for those trending topics. Treatment videos, as I said earlier, is always really great. Put it to some music, make it really aesthetic. People want to see this, right? And it makes them more comfortable with the treatments. They'll see that it doesn't hurt and then it feels good. Maybe it doesn't always feel good, but it doesn't hurt too bad. It's always really great. Funny content. Funny content typically performs the best out of all of them, which is so funny. And everyone's a little bit different, right? Everyone has different audiences, but just quick, funny content. It doesn't really ask anything of your audience. It's just something that they can consume and enjoy. So look out for those funny trends, or start a trend yourself that is funny. And it shows your personality too, which is great. They want to see you and your staff. I always talk about how important it is for you to show up on social media, show your face, and more so than just like posting a picture of yourself, talk to your followers and your audience. Teach them about treatments, teach them about skincare, whatever it may be. It's really important because it builds trust and a connection and a relationship with your audience, again, before they even step foot into your office. And they may be even more inclined to make that first appointment because they've gotten to know you, they trust you, they're like, wow, the results are really great, I'm going to this person. So I know almost nobody loves to post themselves on social media, but I promise you it's so important and does make such a difference. You don't want to see any social media page that like just has stock photos and it's not really humanized or personal, right? So if you're not already, across all social media platforms, start showing up your pretty faces. Another thing that's popular right now, it's day in the life, and it can be pretty short, doesn't have to be very long, but kind of taking people behind the scenes, day in the life of an aesthetic nurse, whatever that means, or whatever that means, whatever you are, you like setting up for treatments, doing treatments, hanging out with your staff, whatever it may be. People like to see the behind the scenes, and it helps to further humanize you as well. So just some ideas for you to post. All right. So Facebook Reels do's and don'ts, and this actually came directly from the source. This is Facebook's recommendation of what to do and what not to do. So we want to be entertaining, of course, and engaging. Of course, always inviting engagement is the goal. Start a trend, because if you start a trend, a lot of people will then follow suit. So that actually would be really great for visibility for you. Use built-in tools like text filters or other effects. Stick to vertical video. So make sure you're not filming horizontally, that the dimensions just aren't right. And they actually really prefer that you stick with vertical. Your video will perform better. Add music, experiment with different approaches, always use good lighting and camera work, and just really make the video visually appealing. So what we don't want to do is, not a great video, blurry or low resolution, videos with watermarks from other apps. Unfortunately, right? They make it really hard on us. So, when you post a TikTok and it saves, it has the watermark on it, the TikTok watermark. We don't want that. So I'll tell you my method and how I film and then post it across different platforms. So I film on TikTok. Not only do they have the retouch filter, so it like smooths me out really nicely. I'm also able to save the video. It saves with the audio because Instagram does not if you save the video from there that you filmed within the Instagram app. So it saves with the audio and it saves without the watermark. So now I have this video that you can post across the board. So let me know if you need clarification on that. Or if someone has a better method, let me know. We don't want a video with a border around it, and not a horizontal video. So important to follow that. Okay, if anyone needs help posting a reel or how to get to it, here it is. So that same, your home page, right? There was stories. Now we want to flip over to reels, and you can see suggested reels comes up, which is really great. So click that reels tab, hit create reel. It'll then give you access to your camera roll, or you can film directly from the platform. Templates is really helpful, and this is available on Instagram as well. It gives you a template. So it's, if it's like 3 2-second videos, you would just upload those 2-second videos and it puts it together for you. Typically has music, typically has text that you can change. So it's a really nice, easy way to create a reel. Once you have everything ready to go, choose your available features, whether it's audio, which I would always recommend including some sort of audio there, music, right? Even if you're talking throughout the reel, it's good to have music on there, just lower the volume. It just is a nice cohesive vibe. Text, all of those things. When you click next, you're not done quite yet. Now you need to write a caption. And captions are really, really important. We want to really provide a concise message within our caption. And we don't want to just post something and not have a message, right? Although our content can have a message sometimes, we need to explain further in our caption. Also, creating a call to action there as well. We'll talk about that shortly. Once you have your caption, you'll hit post. All right. I think this is our last one or actually our second to last on content. We have something really great for you. So it was really funny. I went to one of our marketing gals. Her name's Daisy. We all absolutely adore her. And I had this idea, but I didn't know if this idea existed. And it does. And apparently we already have it available. So I was like, awesome. So essentially, and I'm gonna provide a link in the chat at the end, remind me if I forget. But we have not only a social media kind of calendar, so you can click whatever device you have, and you'll see different social media posts with captions, which is really nice. So it at least gives you some ideas, even if you don't use that exact caption, you can personalize it a little bit. A lot of the work is done there for you. But my idea that already existed, which I'm so happy about, is the Canva templates. Because yes, we are so happy to create social media content for you, but it needs to be yours, right? It needs to have your brand identity. So we don't necessarily want you posting all purple everywhere, right? Although it's beautiful, we want you to use your branding. So the Canva templates gives you posts like these, but on Canva, you can go in and edit it. So you can, choose your branding colors. You can add your logo. You can add your social media handle. You can change it however you'd like. So I'm really, really excited about this. So we can give you some content, and then you can also edit it to be your own as well. So again, I'll pop this in the chat at the end. Remind me if I forget. Okay, so this is our last one on content. Before you click post, and this is across the board really, but we're talking about Facebook today. Before you click post, ask yourself this: does this post have a caption with a concise message and or a call to action? We kind of just talked about that. Really important. It's like the cherry on top to your post. It's a little bit confusing when you see social media content with no caption. You're like, okay, what's going on? What's the message here? And I said and or a call to action. Not every single post needs to have a call to action, like book now or call now, click the link in her bio, something like that, but most of them really should. It's telling the viewer or your audience what to do after viewing that post. So it is an important aspect, and you should do it often. Also, does this post have elements of my brand identity? Does it have your logo if it's, before and after photo? Does it have your logo somewhere? Does it have your branding colors? Does it have your handle maybe, the name of your social media page? How do they know that this is you posting it? It's really exciting and really great when someone can look at your content and know that it's you before they even read your social media handle. So make that your goal. Does this post align with my brand's identity, and does it contribute something positive towards my brand? So that's always good to think about. Does this post have high quality photos or videos? Does this post have a few relevant hashtags? Now, hashtags, it seems vague, right? But what you really want to focus on is a few that are really relevant to the post. We don't want to post a ton. Typically that confuses the algorithm. So think 6 or less. And also another really great hashtag to use both on Facebook and Instagram is your city name plus whatever that post is about. So I live in Charleston, South Carolina. So if I were a med spa, I would put Charleston Botox, Charleston skin rejuvenation, Charleston laser hair removal. This is really a lot of the times how people are finding, this is how I do it, local service providers in their area. So really, really helpful for you to use that hashtag. Also, does this post invite engagement in some way? We talked about how important engagement is. Are you inviting that? Are you maybe asking questions in the caption? Are you asking questions in the video maybe? Like, tell me your favorite Dermafuse serum. I don't know, something like that. Sometimes even just the cute little funny videos naturally invites engagement because people love it so much. They want to comment and like compliment how funny it was. So think of these things before you post so that you have really good quality content. Okay, so when posting content, you want to be sure to take a look at what's working and what's not working, and then focus on what is working, right? Keep going in that direction. So this is how you'll find that out is through your analytics. So on the left side of your, and this is desktop, by the way, but it's going to be pretty much the same on mobile. The left side of your page, you will see Meta Business Suite, or you can also go to business.facebook.com. And it's kind of like the back end of your Facebook page, like all of the business side. So we want to take a look at reach. Reach is how many people saw your post at least once. So that's amazing, right? How many eyes you have on your content. We also, content interactions is something else we want to look at. This is engagement. They just kind of call it something different. Talked about how important engagement is. This is likes, shares, and comments. Typically, comments are the best form of engagement. So we want to invite those as much as possible. But you can also look at things like followers. If you posted a link, it would show here, different link clicks. So we want to see these in the green most of the time, right? we ebb and flow a little bit depending on our activity, but green is good as always. So pay attention to your analytics. Another really great thing about Facebook is that you can create events, right? You can create events and market them, which is amazing. No other platform does this either. So this would be like for your open house or something like that. And I would create this Facebook event about 6 weeks or so before your event. You want enough time to market it, enough time for, people to make sure they can come and whatnot. Usually if it's last minute, it's not as a great of attendance. So in that same little section on your page, you will go to that see more, then events, then create new event. And then something like this will come up where you'll just fill in all the info. So they honestly make it really, really easy. Event name, date, time. It'll help you market your event. You can add a co-host. So maybe if you're co-hosting with the salon next door, you can add them to it. You can add tickets. It does it all for you, which is really nice. Why this is beneficial, you're organizing and promoting, which is great. Inviting guests this way. So if you have like a friends list, you can send invites to all of them. You can post updates. So constantly keep this event in their mind. Maybe, 6 weeks out, you're posting or you're posting like once a week, just, hey, updates, like we're so excited, this is happening, we're doing a giveaway, just keep posting weekly to help remind them of this event and keep you to stay top of mind. You can send reminders as well. So this is a setting that you can do. So they're getting notifications about your event, builds brand awareness. There it is again. And it helps to foster engagement as well. People, it's a setting, but it says communication settings down here. You can choose for people to be able to post within that event page. So really, really beneficial side of Facebook. Alrighty, so let's talk about Facebook ads. So Facebook ads, of course, are paid posts that businesses use to promote their products or services to Facebook users. So Facebook ads are usually targeted to users based on their demographics, location, interests, and then just a few other profile information. So you can choose between different Facebook ad types, which is nice, and it formats to suit your campaign goals. So these are the types of ads that you can run if you do decide to do so. So one is image. It allows you to post one image within that ad. Video, there we go. It's always a popular one. Facebook recommends 15 seconds or less. Quick. Social media is really, really quick these days, right? So we want to catch their attention right away and leave it at that, pretty much. Carousel, so this is up to 10 images. Instant experience, this is an interactive ad. Collection, I don't really think would apply to our industry, but it's like mobile window shopping. Lead, so this is only for mobile, which I think most Facebook users are probably using it on their mobile. It's made for people to give you their contact info. So if you're looking to collect leads in some way, this would be great. Slideshow, this is 3 to 10 images. This is great as a video ad alternative. Stories, or did I miss one? No, I hit slideshow. Stories, so these are ads that are shown as Facebook stories. So as they're clicking through like their friends, Facebook stories, an ad will come up kind of in between them. And then we have, sorry, I have to move this little bar again. Stories, Messenger. So this is an ad that shows in the Messenger section. It kind of shows in the bottom as a banner. So to create an ad, if this is something that you do want to do, of course, it's always great to grow organically, but maybe if you're just starting out and you want to just kind of promote you as a business, maybe you have like new patient pricing, something like that. This could be good to do for sure. So on that Meta Business Suite, you'll just see this little ad tab. You'll click that and it'll say create ad in the top. And then you'll go from there. It'll kind of walk you through all of that. Along with ads is something called Metapixel, and this is code that you place on your website. And it collects data that helps you track conversions from Facebook ads. It helps you to optimize ads and helps to build targeted audiences for future ads as well. and also helps to remarket to people who have already taken some kind of action on your website. This is called ad retargeting. We all experience this all of the time. Typically, we're always like, how did my phone know that I was shopping for this thing? And it's ad retargeting. So say if you're on a website, so say Amazon, and you have something in your cart or something, but you didn't hit purchase, and then later you go on Facebook or Instagram and you see that item pop up as an ad, that's ad retargeting. So it's like, hey, remember me? So that's what Pixel helps with. So how does it work? So Metapixel works by placing and triggering cookies to track users as they interact with your business, both on and off of Facebook and Instagram. There's that ad retargeting. The Pixel tracks various actions people take on your website, like making a purchase, maybe if you had like an online skincare store or something, or adding something to their shopping cart. Facebook calls these actions events. So why would you want to use Metapixel? And this may not be for everyone, but just know that this is an option and you can kind of dive a little bit deeper. But Pixel data helps ensure your ads are seen by the people who are more likely to take your desired action. So it's helping with your targeted audience. It allows you to improve your Facebook ad conversion rate and get better ROI. We always want good ROI, right? So even if you're not using Facebook or Instagram ads quite yet, it is a good idea to install Facebook Pixel just because it'll start collecting data right away, so that when you are ready to create ads, you're not completely starting from scratch. So Hootsuite, again, provided a lot of info on this. And even if you Google through, like Facebook, gives you a lot of information on this too, like their help page. So you can look into that. So it had mentioned Metapixel events, and these are what the events are. There are more than this. I just kind of picked the most relevant ones to our industry. So kind of what it's looking at on your website and how users are using it. So purchase, if someone's completing a purchase, again, if you have like an online skincare store or something. A lead, so if someone, you have a little pop-up on your website that says like, input your email or something, it's tracking that. Complete registration, if they add payment info to your website for something, if they add something to cart, initiate a checkout, search. So if someone uses the search function on your website, that's really helpful to know. If they view content, so someone lands on your page or on your website. Contact, so if they're looking up your contact info on your website. Location, so if someone searches for your business's physical location, that's huge. Schedule, if they maybe hit your booking link on your website, and then subscribe. So maybe if you have like a blog or something like that that they can subscribe to, it would know all about that as well. So those are just some of the things that Pixel can track for you. Okay, so closing thoughts. We went over a lot of different things, but as a whole, here's what you need to think about. Consistently post quality content. Pay attention to what's working, and you need to, and this is kind of one of my last bullets here, you need to experiment and see what your audience likes and what works for you. So it's okay if some posts don't do, very well, that's okay. But it's always good to experiment and really hone in on what does work for you. Invite engagement, showcase a strong brand identity. I've said that a million times tonight. And then experiment, I already said that. Have fun and be authentic is the last thing. I know it's cheesy, but people can feel that through the screen, and they just want to see you being yourself. Make it fun. Yes, there are all these like rules and there's algorithms and all of these things, but just have fun with it. Have fun with your staff making content. It can be a nice bonding experience, and really just be yourself. Social media has really geared more so towards authenticity these days and less curation, compared to several years ago. So always create content with that in mind. Okay. Alrighty, and lastly, just if you want more information about our technology, maybe if you are not a customer of ours, you can scan the QR code. You're always welcome to reach out to us via this email. I'll also open the chat up now. If anyone has any questions, you can pop them in there, and let me actually get you guys that link that I was talking about. Can't believe I remembered. Dr. Vang, hi. So good to, I was going to say see you, but I'm not seeing you. But he says, go to Beauty Boss if you haven't already. It's the best bang for your buck to learn everything. Ah, so true. And he's a speaker, actually. We do Dental Beauty Boss as well. If anyone else is a dentist here, I think that's in May. You can definitely keep an eye on that website. And he does such an amazing, amazing presentation, as does all of our partners. So thank you. Any other questions before we call it a night? Awesome. Well, you can always reach out to us. I have Instagram here. Sorry, I'm not really on Facebook, although I'm talking about it, business side. But you can always hit me up on Instagram if you have any questions, or you can always email us here as well. But thank you so much for joining. Also, we're going to put the Canva link in the description too, if you're watching this on YouTube and you were not live with us, so don't worry. Okay, thank you guys so much, and we will see you soon. Bye.